spooky edition of the Sportsman Show here from Zoom for Nutmeg TV. As you're always, the great big pumpkin that I am right now. And, I got my co-host. He's a little bit dressed a little bit different really today. So here he is.
Roar.
Roar. Put your bar pairs on. Put them on.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
That wasn't a good roar.
Roar.
There you go. Big roar.
Hi, everybody. Happy Halloween, spooks, ghosts, and goblins. I do want to say before we start the program tonight, I know there's most of you, I'm not going to say a lot, or everybody, but most are going to go trick-or-treating tonight and stuff. Please be smart and safe about it.
Yep.
If you're really good, do what I'm going to do tonight, put candy through a pipe, let the kids wait and stuff, because there's going to be a lot of people who may it's not really a good idea to sit outside in the cold tonight, so it's where we're better off with the pipe plan, and we'll see what happens, and maybe you'll get lucky with 100 kids that I've gotten for the last 12 years in a row.
Yeah, I know. Just be safe out there. I believe my nieces are just going around to grandparents and stuff and family and that, and guaranteed they'll get enough candy from them to last up till
at my aunt's house,
at least Christmas.
The aunt's house here, we get maybe one year we got like maybe 14 or 15 kids, but we live on a hill, so. But I have a feeling tonight friends of mine are going to come to my father's, and then later they're going to come here and get candy, so I'll be seeing them twice,
Yep.
But of course, when it's all said and done and everything, they come over, won't have to worry about the social distance part because they're going to be the only ones over, so I'm not worried about that. Because there are a couple towns like Hartford, I guess they're not going to. The mayor doesn't really want them to go trick-or-treating. They really want to do alternative spots because, unfortunately, some of our cities in the state are now turning red. And
unfortunately, the red is showing up. Not good.
Bristol hasn't hit that yet, but it's getting close. And, and after this past week, I had to start crossing my fingers and saying, we may be in trouble with high school winter sports now if this keeps up.
Yep. So,
but please be safe about it and be smart today, folks. If you're really good, bring your little kids at about 4 and 5 o'clock, so that way the parents don't have to worry as much because the older kids will be out probably at 6.
I know. And this will be probably airing on television probably at Christmas time.
Yeah, probably the way the episodes are coming through, it probably won't be coming out until we have our Christmas tree up. So
yeah. So.
But anyway, chatter.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's begin with the World Series, and congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. We're going to start with the good part about it before we have to start going into the negative situation. So, Joe, lead the way.
Yeah, the World Series ended in 6 games. Each game presented a different kind of feel to them. Every game was different. Every game wasn't the same. They were thrilling games. They were good games. There were pitching duels. They were comebacks in Game 5. That was a pretty good comeback by the Rays in Game 5.
I enjoyed that one. That was the best game of the whole World Series, back and forth. Even my aunt enjoyed that game. Both clubs did not want to quit on offense whatsoever. They really wanted to put on a good show for the fans that were out there, and I thought that game, after we finished taping that one, I thought it was great, and I stayed up for the entire game.
Yep. So that was a great game. So
I thought that was the best game of the whole World Series was game number 4.
Yep.
And at least it didn't go all night. We were thinking, are we going to go to extra innings? But the one thing I thought on that final play of the game, when Tampa stumbled third base, he stumbled. But the best thing was when he fell, he went forward.
Yeah.
He didn't go backwards or anything. So I said, you can get right back up. And then all of a sudden they rushed the throw and said, low throw, got by him and said, yep, game over. But I thought they got lucky after he stumbled and tripped.
Yep. So, so the outcome was for the Dodgers, I'm kind of happy for it.
Me too.
So,
1988, Oral Hershiser, finished off, went the distance in Oakland in Game 4, give them the sweep. I remember the game very well because it was a strikeout swinging, and Oakland after that game, of course, looked so lost after Game 3. And, but of course the Kirk Gibson memorable home run off Dennis Eckersley set the tone right off the bat, and then you never saw Kirk Gibson again.
Nope. So, Clayton Kershaw getting his first ring.
Yep.
That's probably the gem of his career.
The only person who's not getting a ring, I don't think David Price is going to get his ring because he didn't play for the Dodgers this year.
No, I don't think he will. So he missed out on that. But
I think Mookie Betts and David Roberts are the only ones who now have 2 World Series rings, while everybody else has 1, because I think the ownership changed, of course, back from 1988.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I think those are the only 2 players, and I'm happy for Dave Roberts. Okay. He went through a cancer career. Yes, unfortunately, I am going to bring it up. When Game 4 of that ALCS against the Red Sox, he was part of the process of starting that whole thing up when, he had some speed on him and stuff, and then Bill Miller sends him home. It set the whole tone, and, we were hoping maybe Dave Roberts would get a chance to be a manager, and he got it done. And finally, in his 5th season with LA, I'm happy for the guy. I feel really excited that now he has a ring as a player and now a manager.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very happy about that. But unfortunately,
baseball,
did something wrong. You can't really blame the team. You have to blame the league on this one a little bit.
Well, can you really? You got to blame the player, actually. He actually snuck back out in the field.
Well, yes. After he was taken out during the celebration. What I'm talking about is before the game. Why didn't they catch this right away and pulled him out instead of pulling him out in the 7th inning because he was tested positive? That's what bugged me.
Yeah, they pulled him out in the 8th inning.
But still, why did they catch it so late? For the game.
Yep. I thought they took those tests a lot, earlier.
A long time ago.
Before, they could catch him, but he snuck his way out. Yeah, your bear costume still looks fine, Coachy. Don't worry.
Thank you. I had to adjust.
It looks fine. But it is a bummer of, here's the 8th inning. There he goes off into the dugout, and it's like
know what happened.
You don't know what happened at all. And then he shows up at the end.
Yeah, and that's my big ego problem there, because not only he came back out to celebrate, he took his mask off.
Yeah, for the pitcher, he took his mask off right next to his manager.
That's when the security said, "You're tested positive. You need to leave the stadium. In fact, you need to get on a flight and get back home immediately," because now the entire Dodgers team already home. I believe they're quarantining already. Thank God there wasn't another positive test.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I believe the Dodgers are quarantining right now, so there is no parade.
Yeah. There is no – they were going to do something in Dodger Stadium, I think, but they're not even doing that anymore.
No, you can't, because Justin Turner blew it for one person for the whole team. Like I said, why didn't the security not throw him out of the baseball stadium and back into the hotel at least to start quarantining, or pack and get the heck out of the stadium? It was not fine. And it ruined the whole celebration. Even the commissioner went on the air and said, yes, we did have a positive. It was the way to have the celebration ruined, which I agree, because baseball was doing so well in the playoffs that there wasn't a case. And now we end the season, and then you did get one. And they are investigating right now. How do I think this is going to be? I think the team may get something out of this, but I don't think it's going to be a major situation. No. I think Justin Turner might be looking at a suspension, though, for not following the protocol guidelines.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going to happen with the league, but they immediately went into investigation the very next morning after the World Series was over.
Yeah. So they're going to investigate. We'll see how. I don't think they're going to punish them too hard.
No, I think they are.
They may go like 10 games or something like that.
That's if there's a baseball season next year. We don't know what's going to happen with this now, because I mean, we got a new manager that was announced yesterday because now the season's over. Cora and Hinch are now off the suspended list.
Yep.
And it didn't take long for Hinch to find a job.
No, it didn't.
So, and of course, I already hear the Red Sox are trying to talk to Cora again, and we're going to be like, yeah, are we going to give him a second chance?
We'll see if we'll see.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go into detail about that and give my take on that as if they're talking to him. So, but it's not the way that baseball wanted to end your World Series with something like that.
Baseball began with the Nationals doing the COVID-19 thing, testing positive, and we ended with a positive.
Miami Marlins and the St. Louis Cardinals were the ones that had it the worst.
Yeah, and we ended with COVID-19. But overall, what you think of the season, of the 60 games?
Very weird.
Yeah.
With no fans in the stands. You know, it was very tough for some of these teams. Like I said, 2 teams had to wait 2 weeks before they were able to get going.
Yep.
Wasn't really fair for some of these players. They only got to play 30 games, and you were possibly going to be traded at the deadline. So it was just, you know, I'm hoping that baseball gets back to normal, but the way we're going right now, don't count on it.
Yeah, don't count on it. It may be a longer season, but it's not going to be 162. You need to
play more than 60 games. At least play 80 in the worst way next year. You need to play 80. Not
it will
60.
be about 82.
At least play everybody in your American or National League. Don't play just games in your division or interleague. And
yep.
You know, can't do that. I mean, you don't want, and especially the problem, as you know, with baseball, unfortunately, they're going into a contract season.
Yeah, contract year.
Here we go again, because this might get ugly, I think, this time around.
It may be more argument over money and stuff and revenue, and
they already tried to pull that stunt during this year, and the owners neither side wanted to have anything to do with it.
Yeah, I know. You're talking about rich billionaires against millionaires. So,
so that's shameful, but we'll leave baseball at that. Again, congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Go celebrate after you self-quarantine for 10 more days.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All
right.
I guess we can I'm not ready to go into the football brigade yet. Basketball is my next one, because this one is a little bit fluky too, that they want to start the season before Christmas. There's only one problem. How are you going to accomplish it if the Summer Olympics go on as scheduled? Because that could be during the Summer Olympics if they play this season.
Yeah, or are you going to take a break for 2 weeks?
That's what I'm hearing. They would have to take a break for 2 weeks.
Yep. So.
But that's deep into the season, Joe. That's the problem. Or
yeah, that's deep into almost playoff time.
Yeah, or would you take your 2 weeks before, or like what they'll do, play the last 2 weeks of the regular season and then play in the playoffs? That's too much. And then they said if they don't start Christmas, they're going to lose a ton of money.
Well, are they still aiming for 82 games?
72.
72?
72.
Okay.
That's what I heard. They at least they're trying to reduce the schedule now.
Yep.
You know,
but yeah, that would put the Summer Olympics right at the end almost.
Yeah, that's almost like the basketball players. For anybody who's playing in the finals and yet you play on the Olympics, what are you going to do? Are you going to leave your NBA Finals team to go join your country out in Japan?
If we have I know.
If we have it, yes.
It may be an opportunity for college kids to actually have a college basketball team instead of a professional.
Yeah, the men's college basketball is starting to put their stuff together, by the way. The women's Big Ten ACC challenge was already canceled for the women's league. The men's are still going ahead. But
for the Summer Olympics, maybe that would be better. Maybe we don't really need a dream team.
We don't need the pros for this time around. Wait 4 years.
Yeah, wait another 4 years and put the pros in after.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, maybe we can see some younger college players do the Olympics.
And then, of course, while we're on this topic, as we all you already heard in the NHL, there's no Winter Classic game. There's no All-Star Weekend this year due to COVID, and they're not really announcing this. They still have January 1st on their schedule, but I think, to me, you have to wait until if Canada opens the U.S. border for teams to the United States to come cross. It's right now the U.S. you can cross Canada, but it's the other way around. You're not.
Yeah. So
they are scheduled. They think they're going to reopen it November 21st. I really don't see it happening.
Yep. I don't see it happening
either.
either.
What are you going to do? You're going to make the 7 Canadian hockey teams. They're going to have to come over and play in the United States.
In different arenas?
That might happen if they're going to play January 1st. You're going to have to play them in different cities.
You can play in Hartford. Hey.
That's a possibility, believe it or not. It could happen. And of course you can do that because they announced the American Hockey League. There's no season till February.
Yep.
So that's pretty late.
So if that happens, if a Canadian team does decide to not bring their teams back in the U.S., what team would you like to see in Hartford?
I would like to see what the soccer team did, Toronto.
The Toronto Maple Leafs?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Which, by the way, is a reminder for MLS that they're going to allow – they're still allowing fans, as far as I know, for their game tomorrow, I think.
Yep.
Okay, as far as we know that they're allowing fans because they haven't decided no fans allowed. So
yep.
So they're going ahead as planned. So, but
it's going to be one cold game tomorrow, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be raining again.
Yep.
So
we need the rain, so.
Yeah, well, we got a lot of rain, and then of course we got the snow
and everything else there. Yeah.
Yeah, cancel the darn trunk or treat event.
Plus, you were outside trying to make friends with the Bears. Yeah,
well, that too, and I actually had to go blow leaves before I came on the show. So.
Yeah. Okay. You blew
all right.
You blew. Wait a minute. You tried to blow wet leaves.
Don't ask me on that one. Ask the family. It's a different world with a big gas leaf blower.
You're not blowing wet leaves, okay?
You'd be surprised, Joe.
They're not going anywhere.
All right. Now we got that out of the way.
Yep.
Let's talk about how the football games went last week and Thursday night. So put me on the first team, Joe.
All right. Let's see. I got last week's schedule.
There were a few good games too, including one big game that I watched on a Sunday night. So,
let's go with every game that I see, except for the
Dallas-Washington
game. Let's start with there.
Okay.
Is the season over for Dallas?
No, and actually tomorrow, and I will get into that. Andy Dalton had a concussion.
Yep, took a nap on the field.
Josh Bostic did get ejected from the game, but he was not suspended for this coming game. I saw the hit. It didn't look pretty. I mean, the game was in the rain. It looked like Andy Dalton's helmet looked like it was covered in muck.
Yep.
Well, overall in that whole game, Dallas couldn't get started from start to finish. Either side, defense, offense, special teams, nothing.
For me, it looked like the players are giving up on the season.
They've already made the defensive coordinator already crying in a press conference.
Yeah, so.
And then there's already some topics going on. Is Mike McCarthy done after one season? They keep this up.
Not even one season.
Yeah. You know what? Right now, to me, do we think he's on the hot seat?
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes.
Yes. He's on the hot seat.
Jerry Jones is already blowing steam already. He's already blown it twice.
Well, if they go to the Eagles this week and
what an exciting Sunday night game we have, by the way.
Yeah. If they do another 6-35 game, then I think Mike McCarthy's going to be bye-bye.
Yeah, well, I don't think after this week, but I think it's getting a little bit warm out there.
Well, his cushy, his seat is on the seat warmer. You know,
No, it's getting there.
Heating.
It's getting there. But
But
but they got to fix this. I mean, look who's starting at quarterback tomorrow. Another name we've never heard of before.
yeah, another name. But
Well, here we go.
you mentioned,
Coming.
yeah,
Wait a
for
minute.
Dallas. Yeah, Dallas is starting up whoever for tomorrow.
DiNucci, I think.
Yeah, something with DiNucci in it. Let's look that up.
I am right now. Ben DiNucci.
Ben DiNucci. That's not too bad.
No, but we're gonna see. But like I say, Sunday night's a good night for a national game to see how he will do and how he will produce.
Yeah, I don't expect much. Maybe Dallas, starts to rebuild and stuff. Their offensive line is getting older. I mean,
well, they traded two. They did trade two players. I think they traded one player this week, and they released two players.
Yeah. So if they trade some of their wide receivers, like Amari Cooper or something like that.
No, Cooper they won't because they just re-signed him.
Yeah, but he's kind of difficult. Only two players that Dallas probably doesn't want to trade is Ezekiel Elliott and probably Dak Prescott.
No guarantee with Prescott either, to me.
I think that they'll keep him around.
Don't sign him to a long-term contract, though.
Well, I think they'll sign him to a 3-year contract or something like that, or a 2-year, or franchise him again next year.
Oh no, I don't think we really want to go through the franchise tag again with him. They've done this. If they do this again, we're going to hear more belly aching about Jerry Jones. We know it.
Well, that's it. That's the way he operates. He's never going to give up his power. He's just never.
No, he never will. Not until he's about 95 in his wheelchair.
Yeah, and even then he'll wheel onto the field and do whatever. So, but I mean, they're poorly run. That's plain and simple. You can say they're poorly run.
Yeah, well, let's see if it'll change. Well, it doesn't get any better for Dallas after this game on Sunday. Look where they got to go next week.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh,
yeah. I mean, they don't have really many winnable games.
No, if someone's going to wind up winning the division because they won other games in their division.
Yeah, yep. That's the way, or some of their games in their division.
Yeah, it's okay. We're still thinking 6 wins will win you a division.
Yep, 6 wins you a division and has you host a playoff game.
And get embarrassed more than likely.
Yeah, and probably a 10-6 team out of a division will probably not go into the playoffs.
Yep. Go figure.
Go figure.
Even though there's an extra team that can make the playoffs this year, so.
Yeah. So.
But all right, pick another team. Dallas to me, problem child town right now.
Yeah, that's very problems, but it's poorly run. Mm-hmm. Let's get it over with the Buffalo and the Jets.
Okay. Well, actually, this game was competitive for the first half.
Yeah. Well, 18-10 it finished.
Yeah, 6 field goals for Buffalo, but it was 10-0 Jets at the time in the second quarter. Buffalo did not score a touchdown. I think they've struggled the last 3 games.
Yes, they have. Their offense has struggled to even. It started off high speed offense. It's slowed down. Josh is not completing.
Josh Allen had played his worst game of the season.
Yeah. I mean, he only went for, what did he go for? Josh Allen went for 30 for 43 with 300 yards and no touchdowns.
No picks, though, right?
No picks.
Okay, it's a decent game, but,
Yeah, but when you can't get into the end zone on the Jets, I mean, it's a win, but you can't get into the end zone.
Don't worry. They'll get the redemption on Sunday.
Oh, well, against the Patriots?
Yeah, the way we're going right now?
Well, We'll talk about the Patriots in a
That's
couple
coming
seconds.
shortly, yes.
Yes.
But the Bills right now, even Singletary's getting stopped a little bit and everything, but you don't really. I mean, you're in first place in the AFC East, but you better watch out. Here comes the Miami Dolphins now.
Yeah. After their bye week, they're 3-3. But they're testing out a new quarterback in Tua.
Yeah, and look who he's playing for the first game.
Yeah, he's got a difficult game. So,
but not necessarily though, because remember the Rams can be either yes we can throw the ball, we can score points, or B, we don't score many points.
That's true. Rams' offense is iffy.
Yeah, and they were iffy against the Bears, by the way, last Monday night, even though they won 24-10. I thought their offense was not very good. They were not throwing the ball too much to Cooper Kupp. They were trying to get sneaky on some occasions, and they need to get a number one clear running back instead of running back by committee.
Well, if we look at the game against Chicago, Nick Foles actually had a pretty good game, and Jared Goff actually the 2 interceptions for Nick Foles was probably his downside in that game.
Right. Well, don't worry. One of the passes Jared Goff threw a pick too. It went in for a touchdown.
He didn't throw a pick.
He didn't throw a pick. I know I know Goff did because one of them went for a touchdown.
Yeah, he got 4. He's got 4 interceptions on the year, but
that was that was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Other teams have noticed. I thought I got to talk about the Seattle-Arizona game last week. Phenomenal.
Yeah, and Seattle suffering their first loss.
Yeah, well, I did not turn off the game when Seattle was up by 10 points. I said, Arizona, don't disappoint. See if you can score some points for me to stay up.
Yeah,
And they did. They got the field goal that they needed. And then Kyler Murray had a very good game, but I still think he can get kind of dangerous with that football. So.
Yeah, Kyle Murray went for 360 yards, 3 touchdowns, and only
2
one
by the
interception.
pass, 2 by the pass, 1 by the run.
3.
He did have a running touchdown, I thought.
Yeah. So that would be. They were actually giving me the game stats. Box score.
Of course, you want your Wi-Fi to slow down come on Halloween.
Yeah, I know.
It must be time for them to have their virtual costume contest.
Yeah. Kyle Murray, 3 touchdowns. Crappers. Kyle Murray had 1 rushing touchdown and 2.
Okay, so he had a total of 4 touchdowns, the grand total for the day combined. Okay. But though Kenyon Drake did get hurt, so.
Yeah. But Russell Wilson had his worst game, actually. He had a whole bunch of yards, 388 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions.
Yeah, that was probably – I mean, the first half he was unstoppable. Tyler Lockett was going AWOL in the first half.
Yeah, Tyler Lockett receiving 200 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And 15 receptions.
Yep, that's their go-to guy.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, he made Patrick Peterson look real bad.
Well, Seattle just, that was their good.
Well, here's the funny thing. That game, I thought we were going to have a Seattle-Arizona. We're going to have another tie again.
Yeah, that too.
That was very close because when Arizona missed their kick, I said, oh, please don't be deja vu all over again like it was a few years ago.
Yep.
And then Seattle had the ball, got picked, and then Arizona had another chance. They won it on their final play of the game.
Yep.
And there was about 3 seconds left when he took the kick, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's your Sunday night all-nighter.
Yeah, it was an all-nighter.
Yeah, it was. It pulled it, but it was well worth watching it. So.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next team?
Okay.
Oh, nice grab. Ooh.
What are you watching?
I'm watching Boston College just scored a touchdown on Clemson.
Nice.
It's about 7-0, while the whole band is 6 feet apart.
Well, let's get this one over with. The 33-6 New England Patriots loss.
Oh, we played lousy work this week, even worse than last week.
Yeah,
we didn't even show up from the opening play.
No.
Cam Newton had some bad throws. I was thinking, and he now knows that his job is in jeopardy now. If he has another game like this,
Jared Stidham's going to be.
He's going in.
Yeah.
You know, and it's bad. Unfortunately, Sonny Michel is still on that COVID list, and I think this is going to be 4 weeks now for him.
Yeah.
But the story of the thing was the offensive line wasn't blocking or anything. We didn't even really give it a go. San Francisco, the only thing that went wrong for San Francisco was Jeff Wilson injuring his ankle after he scored his third touchdown of the game.
Yep. That's just about it.
And San Francisco's a team right now is full of injuries on running backs and on wide receivers. So, but they're still getting the wins. And, but I think what's going to happen this week, how will they fare at Seattle? I think it might be one. I still think it's going to be a good competitive game. I really do. Seattle doesn't have running backs either.
Nope. But for New England, it's all about this coming up game against Buffalo. If they
this could be make or break.
Yeah, if they lose that game, they lose the division and pretty much lose their season.
The division, we're in a deeper hole. But then there's already rumors flying that is Gilmore still going to be a Patriot by Tuesday?
Yeah, hopefully.
I hope he stays because he is our best cornerback.
He's the best corner in the league.
Yes. I mean, and you know what? I'm going to give him some credit now because when he first came over to New England, you know what my first worry was? He got a ton of pass interference flags all the time.
Yep.
Okay. And about the first 2 years he was with New England, every time I saw a pass interference flag, I'm like, Gilmore, you got to make some adjustments. You cannot keep on hoping you're going to have a hand in your face or anything like that.
Yeah.
But the last couple of years, I'm very happy with his play now. I really do.
Well, he's Defensive Player of the Year last year.
Yup.
So I'm very happy with his play.
So am I.
Is New England doing this to rebuild? Are they?
No, and I'll tell you why. Remember, half the team opted out this year.
Yeah, but Bill Belichick didn't even get mad about that.
No, I listened to his interview on XM Satellite Radio the other day, actually. They said the team's been playing, quote, crummy.
Yeah, crummy, but I think they're in rebuilding. I think they're going.
Yes, but I think when they bring all their players back after they opted out, I think the defense is going to be a lot better. I really do. This year's just been tough. Well, the
defense is just – they're too much on the field. The offense isn't even doing 5 plays.
Yeah, I think we're bottom in the league, and I think we're on top of the league of 3 and outs. I think we're in the top 10.
Yeah, so you can't really blame the defense for being on the field the whole game. That's tiring out any defense. Any defense will be tired out.
Yep.
But
and what scares me about Buffalo is because they only beat the Jets by 8 points.
8 points.
Nervous.
Yeah.
What is going to happen? Is Buffalo going to go all out on New England? They're just going to hope that they'll get burned by the deep ball.
Yeah. So, but I think they're New England's rebuilding. I think they're going to be aiming for one of the 3 quarterbacks in the draft. If they definitely lose this week to Buffalo, guaranteed they're going for another quarterback in the draft. I forgot the 3 quarterbacks that are out there, but
Trevor Lawrence is one of them.
Yep, and we'll talk about his situation a little bit later. But I think they are. If they can get in the top 5, they guarantee take a quarterback out of that. I mean, they may not get Trevor Lawrence, but they'll get one of the other 2.
Well, that's why I kind of think that I want to see what the other quarterbacks are going to look like in college football the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. I think it's not out of the ordinary. Patriots go 4-12
Yeah, and
rest
you
of the
know what
season.
though? And Belichick, and you know Belichick's not going to get fired or anything like that.
No,
He's the coach
he's
for
not
life.
going anywhere.
No, no, he's the coach for life until he decides to quit or retire. It's the only way how he leaves. He's not getting fired.
No, but they need to re-strengthen that Patriots team, and the only way there's not really any quarterbacks out there next year to be traded for or go after or get from another team. So only way they're going to get a quarterback is through the draft. Is the only way they're going to get their next quarterback.
Yep. So maybe some of these scouts got to go watch these college quarterbacks starting from now until the college championship game.
Yep. So I say New England's in a rebuilding mode. They're not going to come out and say that they're tanking games or anything else.
No, I don't see them tanking on purpose.
They're just rebuilding. That's all. We'll use that nice word
for now. It could get nasty later.
Yeah. So.
No.
But which isn't a bad thing. If we can get one of those top 3 quarterbacks. Yeah, we get another top 3 quarterback. We solve our problem for the next 15 years. I mean,
Brady in the 7th round, and
yeah, that was a diamond in the rough. Diamond in the rough, kind of.
Yep.
So let's go on to the next game.
Yep, go ahead. Go to the next one.
Next game. So we talked a little about Brady. Let's talk about his performance. 45-20 on the Las Vegas Raiders.
Okay. Right now, the only problem Tampa Bay has is their wide receivers are injured.
Yep.
They're playing hurt. Mike Evans, Curtis Godwin, who's, by the way, out for this game Monday against the Giants, and another quarterback they have. I forget his name, but right now they got 3 of them who are really hurt. And actually, Gronk is banged up too now. He's got a shoulder problem.
Yeah, he's a little bit banged out, but
it looks like Gronk has become the starting tight end right now.
Yeah, he's still the starting tight end.
Well, he wasn't, though, when O.J. Howard was there until he got hurt.
Yep.
So, but they got to remember, Gronk only signed a 1-year contract.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised next year if he winds up, because Brady's here for 2, Gronk will sign for 1 more year. So that way he can come back to New England as a member of the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
We know that. But Dominic Sue, I do want to talk to you about him because has he been playing better since he's with Tampa Bay? I haven't heard many complaints with him besides what he's done in the past when he stomps on a player with Detroit or he does something dumb with Miami.
That was a few years ago. That's been a few years.
Yeah, but I think he's matured too. He's done much better. I mean, when he went to the Rams for 1 year, he played very well because he knew Aaron Donald was going to be in his face anyway.
Yeah.
But he played a very good game. He almost got a fumble. He almost had a fumble recovered for a touchdown, actually, in Vegas. I thought overall, Tampa Bay's really looking good right now. Unfortunately, yes, for all you Brady fans, because the game was moved to 4:00 on that Sunday, you didn't get Brady on regular TV around here. You will on Monday, but
yeah, you will on Monday. But
that's the unfortunate thing when because Sunday Night Football was so afraid they were going to lose money if they didn't get that. If they didn't have a football game, so they had to put a backup in just in case.
Well, is Tampa Bay the best team in the NFC?
No. Not right now at the moment.
Yes,
they're in the Green Bay. Yes, they did Green Bay. But remember, they have 2 defeats. They lost to New Orleans the opening week. And we both know that Tampa is out for revenge when New Orleans comes to town. Tampa. And we know that. But I think, how much more, as we all said, how much more does Brady have left in that tank?
It looks like he's doing well. He eats those TB12 meals, to get powers up, He's always in great shape. He's not out of shape. And
right.
he takes care of himself. That's more power to him.
Yup.
But I still put Tampa Bay maybe top three in the NFC. Yeah.
You know what, though? Here's the thing. When they were not playing well the first 3 games,
Yeah.
okay, everybody said, yup, Brady's still the old Brady. Yes, he did show some signs of the old Brady during this streak that they have now, okay? But there have been maybe 2 games that I've seen that he has aired the ball out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's really the old Brady.
Right. Because the new Brady for the first 3 games looked like he was not in sync. He was getting mad. He's yelling at Byron Leftwich. He's yelling at Bruce Arians.
Well, that's with no preseason games and very little practicing. That's forgivable. Now that he's got more reps and stuff with the players. I mean, even he's including Gronk a lot more. Gronk's a lot caught in two to 3 touchdowns in the past couple of games.
Yes, yeah. Gronk is starting to show some signs of life. That's why I think if he stays healthy, Tampa's bringing him back for 1 more year. I really do.
Well, yeah. I
There's
mean,
no guy we can agree to that they're going to sign Gronk for 1 more year, and then him and Brady will probably retire together.
Probably, and then he'll go back to wrestling and become the 24/7 champion again.
No, he'll probably become the Universal Champion next.
No, I don't think they'll give him that belt.
So either, but yeah, I think Brady and Gronk wants to play next year so they can come. So because Tampa Bay's at New England next season.
Yeah, hopefully New England can give them a game. Hopefully New England is ready for that game next year.
Yup, absolutely. But we do know that next year's game will be in Foxborough.
Yeah. Hopefully there's fans. Hopefully everything's better.
Well, I don't know. I will say if this was a full crowd, tickets are going to be skyrocketing.
Yeah, it will be.
And we maybe 6 figures, too, if you get a front row seat.
Yeah. Yep.
So
sit up in the luxury box and watch that game. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember,
how much time do we have left before? I just got to see where we are.
We got about 10 minutes. 11
right.
minutes.
That's fine. Go to the next team.
All right. Let's see. What do we got here? We talked about them. We talked about you want to talk about Kansas City and Denver wasn't much of a game.
No, actually, and that was a big surprise too because they didn't have to. I heard Mahomes didn't really play a good game, and neither did Kansas City in the snow. But they still scored a touchdown by special teams, 101 yards, an interception for a touchdown, a running touchdown, and a passing touchdown. The Denver Broncos were back to their old ways after they beat New England.
Yep, but
Kansas City's got a great matchup tomorrow. But the question is, how long will the starters play if it's a blowout?
I don't think too long, but
because the spread showed 22-point Kansas City is favored by.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
And the Jets.
And you know what? I'll take the under and Kansas City.
Yeah.
If not KC, so I would.
Patrick Mahomes didn't have a great game. 15 to 23, and 200 yards, 1 touchdown, in a 43-16.
Yup.
So that's mostly the special teams and everything scoring.
Yup.
And the run game scored a couple of touchdowns, but.
Yup. Absolutely.
In the snow.
Yeah, it was snowing in Denver. It was very interesting how that.
I always like the snow games.
I do too. So, did we mention?
What do you?
No, we didn't. No, Odell Beckham. Did we mention about his injury?
No, I was going to give you the Cleveland Cincinnati game next.
Okay, good. We were going that direction anyway.
Okay.
That was the most intriguing game that had a shootout.
Yep, it was.
Joe Burrow played an outstanding game, but Baker Mayfield played his best game of the season last week with the pass.
Yep, that's true.
Okay.
But if Cleveland can't beat Baltimore or Pittsburgh, they're really not in any trouble of winning anything.
They're 0-2 in their division right now. That's the only 2 losses they have is in their division.
Yep. So
well, actually, I take that back. They're now no, I take that back. They've beaten Cincinnati twice, so they've played 4 divisional games.
Yeah.
So they're 2-2.
Yeah, but if you can't beat the top 2 teams, you're not going anywhere anyways. No. You may make the playoffs, but if you're in the playoffs against Pittsburgh or Baltimore, you're going to lose.
Yep. But now the bad side is, but I don't know how well, if this is going to help Cleveland with Odell Beckham tearing his ACL. That means Jarvis Landry's going to step up. And I just got a real funny feeling about Cleveland now that I think they can do a lot better without him. I really do. Now the distraction is, I mean, don't get me wrong. Odell Beckham's a good player. He can make one-handed catches, but being off the field right now, I think
it's probably better. Yeah.
I think it's better.
Well, he did win the Dallas game for him. You know, in the Dallas game, he won the Dallas game for him.
Yeah, he won the Dallas game, yes. He had 3 touchdowns, but just think of it now. No Beckham, distractions are not there. We don't have to worry about what's going on. He can be on his Apple Watch all he wants. He can, do some crazy things. I hope they don't let him travel, of course, because he'll probably get into it with somebody on the sidelines knowing him.
Yeah, so
it's too bad for Beckham that he got hurt, but I think Cleveland will move on from this, and I think they're going to do better without him.
Okay, but
a little bit, not much.
A little bit, not much. Beckham's still a player. He's still okay.
Trade him now, at least.
Yeah, I don't think you can trade a injured player.
No. But I'm saying I think there were rumors that Beckham was possibly going to get traded, but now.
No. But well, there was trade rumors to New England, but I don't think that was.
Gilmore's the latest one, but I don't see that happening.
Hopefully that doesn't happen.
The only team that's helped right now that's improved is Seattle because they got they needed some defensive help.
Yep. Let's talk about the 2 wide receivers that got picked up. We forgot to talk about Antonio Brown.
Yes, and Dez Bryant. But you know what?
Dez Bryant. Which one of those is better? Dez Bryant?
Bryant, I'll tell you why. No off-the-field trouble.
Yeah, and he's very young. He's only 31 years old.
And he signed a contract with the Baltimore Ravens practice squad.
Yep.
About 2 weeks, he'll be on the field.
Yeah.
2-3 weeks, guaranteed.
Yep. Soon. They told him to go back home, get back into shape, and then we'll sign you and stuff like that. So he did that. I mean, he's still 31 years old. That's still a lot of for a wide receiver. That's still a career left.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, the difference between him and Brown, Bryant has not had any off the field trouble at all.
That's true.
I think he had an incident with Oklahoma State, but he has not gotten into any trouble in the pros.
Yep.
Because Antonio Brown, I think Bruce Arians already have said it. He said there's still something pending, but he says if he gets arrested or gets in trouble during what had happened in the past, Tampa Bay is going to release him immediately. He still can't play this week, by the way.
Yep. Yeah.
He still has one more week to be suspended.
Yeah, week 9.
But he knows one problem, and Tampa Bay will oust him quick.
Yep.
I don't even know why Tampa Bay signed him. I'm a little bit worried with him.
Yeah. I would have went with Dez Bryant first, too.
Yeah, I would have taken Bryant first. I mean, Baltimore actually needs everything because, unfortunately, I guess I heard Ingram's going to be doubtful for Baltimore this week. But
yeah, and Lamar Jackson just can't run the ball all the time.
No, he can't run it on his own.
No.
Which we actually haven't talked about Baltimore, unfortunately. I know we have to, but Baltimore's a little banged up. I know we got a couple minutes left.
Yep, we got a couple minutes left. Baltimore was actually on a bye.
Yep.
There's actually not too many more games. Let's see. Pittsburgh and Tennessee, that came down to the wire.
That went down to the wire before Godikowski missed a 46-yard field goal.
Yep. He usually does that. He missed a lot for New England.
Yep. Atlanta beat Carolina despite Teddy Bridgewater had a neck injury, but he did come back in and play.
Yep. Well, Atlanta lost to Detroit the week prior to that by 1 point.
Well, that's because Todd Gurley was not very smart what he did.
No. So
he should have just ended at the 1 yard line and not go in the end zone and give the trade a chance to win.
He fell down.
Yep.
That was funny.
Even the Lions at 3-3 right now. Okay, you got a little bit of a chance. Don't go downhill because your coach is still on the hot seat.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know.
Let's see.
Gardner Minshew, I know, has sprained ligaments in his thumb, so that's going to be. I believe he's going to be ruled out for the next game, even though Jacksonville's on a bye this week.
Yep.
But you got some good games coming up this week. You got Chicago playing New Orleans on regular TV. The rest, of course, will be my cousins watching it. And then
let's see. Good games this week. Good games this week.
One more team, and then we probably got to talk about Trevor Lawrence real quick. Go ahead.
Let's see. Let's talk about some good games. San Francisco and Seattle this week would probably be a good game.
Yeah, well,
that's going to be a one.
They're not showing it on regular TV, so I'll be watching that on the dish.
New Orleans and Chicago is going to be a good game. I don't know. It should be okay.
Should be okay.
It's in Chicago, so Chicago should have some home field advantage.
Yeah, New Orleans is 31st in defense, so.
Yep. And then we have Pittsburgh and Baltimore for this week.
Another goodie.
That's always a good game. That's good.
Pittsburgh
that's good football.
Tough games this year.
Yeah. Well, everybody's pretty much healthy at quarterback. If like last year, Pittsburgh wasn't healthy at quarterback.
No.
A couple other teams weren't healthy last year at quarterback. Everybody's pretty much healthy at quarterback. So.
Yeah, the only team in the league right now that has quarterback issues is Dallas.
Yep.
And I think that's really it right
now.
No, Miami's going with a new quarterback this week. So Jacksonville their new one next week too.
Yep. And Miami's putting them up against the Rams.
Miami plays Los Angeles at Miami tomorrow.
Yep.
But watch it. I hope it's a good game, and I think it will be. I think Miami right now, they win this game tomorrow. I think they put themselves in a good spot.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's talk about the last subject and let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Unfortunately, Clemson got a big scare that Trevor Lawrence was tested positive the other day. He is not playing today on Saturday against Boston College. Hopefully, he'll be back for the game at Notre Dame next week. But here's the kicker on that one. He will be cleared 1 day before the game. So if he feels better and he's doing off workouts in his home or somewhere in the distance at some park or something like that. I hope he comes. I hope he's be able to come back, which I think he should.
Well, they said mild symptoms on him. Symptoms.
Yep.
So
the only thing that we got for quickies is Nebraska is not playing this week.
No, that may totally.
For 2 games in a row.
Yeah, they're not going to make up the game. They're totally going to miss the game on that.
Right.
That may
Wisconsin's not going to be able. Is already called their game. No, not now.
No, you're frozen.
Oh no. Okay. Shoot.
Yeah, it came back. Okay.
Okay. Okay. We got to go an extra 2 minutes now since you blinked. Wisconsin is not playing this week. Their coach and quarterback both got zonked.
Yep. So, So that's pretty much it.
And we got some good college football going around now since baseball has ended. College basketball is coming soon. I think it's the middle of November that starts.
Yep.
And
something in Mohegan Sun having some games.
The big bubble.
The bubble games. The big bubble.
Yep, absolutely. So,
but
I guess that'll wrap it up. The only thing that was going on, NASCAR racing has 2 races to go. So we'll talk about the ending race. We will talk about NASCAR in a couple weeks before we have to take the 1 week vacation break, unfortunately. And
that's
we're almost going back to almost no sports again.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna have to get some guests and have some guests.
It's time for guests again. I mean, we've had the one. I know Chuck already tried to get us to go to Wethersfield. I'm like, no, I'm not going to Wethersfield. Thank you.
No, we're not going to Wethersfield.
No, I don't think so. Not at this point. So, but just in closing, before we say goodbye, everybody enjoy your Halloween and don't overdo it, and just hope the candy is good to you, and have everybody check the goodie bags from the parents.
Happy Halloween. This has been your host, Joe Musel, saying happy Halloween. Go over to Coachy.
Thank you. I'm Jason Coachy Careless.
Get the bear claws up. There you go. Get them on.
Roar.
Roar. Roar.
Look, everybody, happy Halloween. And we'll talk to you guys in the month of November.
Yeah, I know, man. November. See ya, guys.
Bye.
Bye.